Hi there. Thank you for listening to 89.9 FM. You're listening to another session of Mother's War on Violence podcast here on WCBU. And we thank all of our lovely listeners and sponsors. And if you would like to sponsor an episode on WCBU, feel free to. There is a link there on WCBU's website. And today we're having another episode, like I said, and I'm excited about an upcoming event that Mother's War on Violence is having. It is June 4th at 1:30 p.m. at the East Bluff Community Center on Kansas Street in Peoria, Illinois. I'm excited about our fundraising event. If you want more information about tickets and things like that, you can visit our Facebook page, Mother's War on Violence. And I will be the keynote speaker. The information that will be shared there, what to expect is what I mean. You will have speakers. We're going to have a raffle from It's a Selfie Vibe. It's a Selfie Vibe Studio. Thank you, Tim. It's a Selfie Vibe Studio. We'll be doing a raffle for some time there with the people who purchase tickets. There'll be vendors there, maybe some time for network. Busey Bank will be sponsoring some sandwiches, and Moonlight Coalition will be there. Hetty Elliott will be the MC. I'm really excited, and I have a couple other speakers there, and I have one of our special performance persons is here in our studio, and he will have a few words to share at the event about how he even got started with his organization and what he does. And I will let him I will introduce him, and I will let him tell you a little bit about himself, and he will do a few selections at the event. And his name is Mr. Warith Muhammad. Thank you.
Hi, everybody doing out there. My name is Warith Muhammad, a.k.a. War. Some call me War Muhammad. That's my social media handle, so it just kind of stuck. I just usually go by War, though. Okay. But everybody just started calling me War Muhammad. I just, ran with it. I don't really be tripping. But, I'm excited about this event, too. This will be my first time performing. Actually will be my first time even visiting the John Buckley Memorial Garden, because I will be making sure that I go by there to visit that as well.
Well, this particular event is for the Mother's War on Violence.
Okay.
So the John Buckley Memorial Garden is just one of the things. We don't want to tell the whole story because me being the keynote speaker, I'm going to share what it took and what I went through and the story of how those things came about. Okay. But you're going to be doing your own thing and sharing a brief, few minutes about how you got started in doing the Don't Start. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. How we started Don't Start is, I got a phone call from Dr. Joe Corey, and he was like, he had an idea inspired by Carl Cannon program that he had started, but it had got defunded.
Right.
So Joe was inspired to, do something to reach the inner city youth. And we both recorded at the same studio in Bartonville, Mirror Image. Shout out to Gary Manuel. He recommended me to Joe. He said, Joe asked him, any hip hop artists that, would fit this type of song. And Gary recommended me. He says the easiest guy I've ever worked with, easiest rapper. He's always professional. And
what made you get into this particular type of music?
Well, I actually been doing this music for over 15 years before I even met Dr. Corey. That's, me and Gary Emanuel, we have been recording for about 14 years. So Gary knew all about the type of music that I made.
And the genre of music is called?
The genre of music is called God's music.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually.
And it's rap, right?
It's hip hop.
Okay,
yes,
hip hop.
It's
okay.
hip hop music, but there's subgenres of hip hop music. Like
Right.
So you have gangster rap, and today is most popular form of hip hop music is called drill music. And I was on this show before talking about the drill music and the drill music culture, and it's so violence. It's all about violence and how many bodies you got, how many. And then bragging about the body. So,
which is one of the reasons why we invited you to be one of our performers. Actually, you're going to be the biggest performance there, because we realized that Mother's War on Violence is about prevention and intervention of violence, and we realized that music is one of those entities that influences our kids today, and it causes there to be, it increases violence. So that's what we want to do. We want to talk about it. We want to have you to come and talk about, just for a few minutes before, you perform your 2 songs, and then, share how you got into it. Did something happen in your own personal life? Was someone killed? I mean, how do you know that the drill music for a fact, besides the studies that you share with me, how do you know for a fact your personal story?
Well, I mean, from experience, I didn't been in a car with guys, and about to go do some things where you feel like you have to gas yourself up, with music, maybe drugs and different stuff to when I say gas yourself, I mean pump yourself up to convince yourself that what you're going to do is okay, it's cool, it's right. Because in reality, we all know it's not. But the music will make you feel better about going to do these things, because it's like, hold on, the biggest rapper in the world is rapping about doing these things. So, and look at him, he's rich, he's on top, at least. Right now,
they glorify it,
right, and I've watched genres of music change and get grimier, and I sat and watched the music change people right in front of my eyes. Like I watched DMX make some dudes think they was tougher than what they was, and I was in the car with them. I was in the car, and they was introducing DMX to me, and they like, man, you heard this dude? And I'm listening. I'm like, dang, this dude is grimy. He was, barking. I'm like, oh, this guy. This guy is, what I'm saying? It's different. And I watched these guys, and these guys, they wasn't fighters. They wasn't, grimy people, bad people.
Guys.
Yeah. That night, they went to the club, and all of them got in fights. And then later on, they was, bragging, man, we whooped dude, and I'm sitting there looking at them like, this is not even y'all.
All that by the music that the kids listen to.
I promise you, I watched it happen, and rest in peace DMX, because DMX was one of those guys that he had that grimy side, but he realized that how powerful of an influence he was. So he always had a prayer song.
He did,
and
all his
where,
music,
and all his music, where he let you know he was fighting these inner demons on the inside of the struggle between that lifestyle and that grimy life and not caring and being righteous and caring about life and caring about people and like I said, rest in peace, because he passed away before he was even able to release his new album, kind of like Michael Jackson, but yeah, so I've witnessed it with my own 2 eyes, and I witnessed it all the time. And I remember some kids, I didn't know nothing about drill music, and some kids was telling me about the drill artists, and they like, man, these the realest dudes rapping, man. You hear what he talking about? They really did that thing. I'm like, man, don't believe that, man. You can't believe the hype.
Right.
All that stuff ain't real, man. They like, no, this is real, what they really talking about. And they was right. I was wrong. I'm telling them it's fake, but I had to go do my research. So I'm listening to the songs and I'm doing the research, and
the lyrics.
These people that they rapping about in these songs are actual murders. Like these are real murders that's occurring. So I'm thinking like that gotta be the dumbest thing in the world to do. Like the feds gonna be coming tomorrow to indict y'all, you know, because all they gotta do is listen. And if I'm able to research this stuff right on YouTube and hear it, and it got millions of views, I'm pretty sure the feds done seen it a million times. And if you ever notice, most drill artists today are being indicted by the feds if they live long enough to have a music career. What the Brooklyn artists that got in New York, there's 30 of them just got arrested, hit with the RICO, and I can almost guarantee you they was indicted off their music.
Because, you know, as a young person, especially, I see there's a lot of young, you know, guys, you know, young men who are fascinated by this music. But I've noticed that the type of music that you rap about is not that type. No.
And we actually mimic the hardcore flow. We mimic
with positive words.
Yeah, right? I mean, when I say the hardcore flow, like, I'm not about to be rapping lolly dolly, and you know I'm gonna still keep it hardcore, but it's gonna be hardcore with love. We're gonna tell you love is everything. My father created all. The captain of the team, his air inflated the ball, gave you life, told you live it without breaking them laws. You know, them the lines from the Don't Start song. But we're going to make it sound hard. We're going to make it sound street. We're going to make it sound cool. We're going to keep the same hot hip-hop beats and that hip-hop element that our kids is addicted to. Remember, this music is addictive.
It is.
It's addictive.
It's addictive and makes them act out negatively.
Right. So we keep the same hip-hop element, but we change the message because the message is the most important part of the music.
It is. It's the lyrics, the words that it says.
Exactly.
This week we were at the Peace Plays in Peoria, out in front of the courthouse. And as I sat there and was watching the kids just jump on the stage, they had their phones out, their selfie stuff with you. They love the music. And these were District 150 kids and some from Washington, Morton. They were from everywhere.
Yeah, and that was actually most of their first time even hearing the song, Gotta Stay Motivated. And I wrote that song for kids that have been bullied, you know, the kids that get picked on, and it's telling them you gotta stay motivated no matter what you're going through. When people trying to get you to join a gang or telling you you're not cool because you're not doing this bad stuff, no, you gotta stay motivated to keep doing the right thing. And yes, I do mostly everything I do it for the kids because the kids is the future. And when you look at kids, they just so amazing. You like these little humans, you know, they so fascinating to me. And we got to protect them at all costs.
That's right. And see, you have addressed that part of the violence that is connected in the family. That's another stronghold, is that type of music that our kids listen to.
Yeah.
That's what gets them in trouble, going to jail, going to juvie, or getting, you know, in trouble at school and kicked out and expelled and suspended and stuff like that. And they don't know how to walk away.
Right. And it's passed down from generations.
Right.
Like, you know, we can't blame drill without blaming gangster rap.
Yes,
because gangster rap jumped it off, and that was, you know, the generation before, so that was passed down.
Right.
You know, and drill just elevated it to a whole higher level of violence, and that's why you see the level of violence that you see across the world now amongst inner city youth. And but back to the performance, because I want to shout out to all them kids, man. They know that fearless, because you got to be fearless to get up on that stage, you know. And a lot of the kids got up, they did, they danced.
They did.
And to me, vibrations and frequency is everything. So for them to put their vibration and their energy and their frequencies into that positivity, that spreads.
It does.
It spreads.
It does.
You know, and then when you video record it and you put it out in the world, it spreads love and peace, and that's our goal. You know, people put fight videos and we'll watch ratchet and grimy and violent stuff all the time to be entertained, but as soon as it comes to something positive or something nice, oh, I ain't got time.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to support. Oh, you shouldn't video record yourself doing nice things for people. But we gonna sit and watch Power.
Right. Those
all day.
Mafia and gang type.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We gonna blog about this. We gonna talk about this. We gonna all day. We gonna put a whole lot of energy into this.
About
but
it.
you gonna point
Twitter.
the finger and say shame on you that helped somebody and wanted to broadcast that.
Right. Right. Well, thank you, Warith, for coming on our short show today. And if you would really like to hear what he has to bring, because he's going to bring it at our event, and that is June 4th at 1:30 at the East Bluff Community Center. I'm excited about what's about to happen. I plan to explore war a little bit more, to do some things in the future, because we definitely want to pull the strongholds down in our city. And wherever we can spread the word, because everybody's not into this type of music. Right. Everybody's not into what's happening right here in Peoria.
Right.
We want to see change, and it starts with us making a difference.
Without a doubt.
Yep. So,
yeah, and the kids, they don't have that many alternatives either. We gotta give them more alternatives of the same type of music that they're addicted to with a different message. So at least we know we're feeding them positivity and things that's going to ensure that give them a greater chance of having a successful future instead of the opposite.
Well, thank you again.
Hey, thank you for having me on, Yolanda. You know, I will be there rocking her show, making sure y'all out there to see this performance. Support some positive. Support the Mothers Against Violence that's out here standing up against violence, because that's not an easy thing to do.
And thank you so much again, War. I look to hear his personal story that he's going to share, and he didn't share it today, but he's going to share his personal story about, you know, what affected him in his own personal life, and then he's going to do a few selections. So June 4th at 1:30 p.m., and if you would like to sponsor Mother's War on Violence, feel free to contact WCBU at 89.9 FM.
Can you drop that location for him? You said June 4th, 1:30 p.m. Where is it going to be?
At the East Bluff Community Center on Kansas Street in Peoria. Thank you.
Yeah.